Hello and welcome to Studio 415.
On today's show, you'll get a student reaction to how the new system for signing up for clubs is going.
You'll get an update on how soon the Byron Health Hospital will be torn down.
And you'll see a preview of the upcoming culinary and fashion show.
All of that and more coming up next.
It's an individual sport, so the effort you put into it, you get back.
The basement, through the tunnels, and play hide and go seek.
Going back to the old way of racing to a door, boy, that seems almost archaic.
Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Sasha Sidonova.
And I'm Ella Hall. Carroll High School students had to experience a change in the way to sign up for clubs this year.
Studio 415 reporter Ethan Hilgas spoke with students and administration, has the changes, and has the story.
This school year, the administration at Carroll High School debuted a new way to get involved in clubs. Instead of walking from club to club to see if it's open or not, students now have to enter into their clubs through a Google form. This was implemented to avoid large amounts of students wandering around the hallways during the activity period. Sophomore Caden Bear believes that the old system had issues that were ironed out in the new one.
I think they changed it, I want to say maybe for safety reasons possibly, because, you just walk into a random room in the hallway. The old way, you just walk to a random hallway, but now you actually have to sign up for a club.
Not only are the sign-ups new, but the students must also show their homeroom teacher their registration email to leave the room. Junior Samantha Skender says that there are positives and negatives to the new system.
I liked the old way, but it was kind of chaotic because there was so many people, and there is still so many people, but now it's capped.
Studio 415 sent out a survey to gauge student reaction to the new system. Out of 332 responses, only 29% preferred the new system. Our survey allowed students to also respond and explain what their issues with the sign-ups were. Some of the responses were, it was nearly impossible to get into any clubs by the time I got the sign-up email. Or because the clubs filled up so fast this year, if your internet lagged for 1 second, or you moved your finger a little too late, there was nothing you could do about it. It just doesn't seem like the fairest way for clubs to be picked. Assistant Principal Ryan Abbott says this all happened because of the system they used to send the email to the students.
Yeah, I think we use School Messenger to release that email, and for whatever reason or another, School Messenger pushed it out at different times.
And remember, today's rotation is the C rotation, so always be on the lookout for new and open clubs. For Studio 415, I'm Ethan Hilligas.
The destruction of a building can take quite a while, and one iconic building is scheduled to be torn down.
Studio 415 reporter Macy Fall looks into the history of a building, process of destroying it, and what happens to the land.
As summer comes to an end, Fort Wayne says goodbye to a piece of history. In my story, I looked into the history of the Irene Byron Health Center and found out more about the destruction of the building.
The Irene Byron Health Center on Lime on Carroll Road has been vacant since 2019. However, Allen County has owned the property since the 1800s, from what started as a poor farm with tents turned into an official campus hospital with up to 500 beds. Byron's main focus had primarily been on taking care of patients with tuberculosis who couldn't care for themselves. The campus had also been a regular hospital and a place for people with traumatic brain injuries and developmental issues. Former employees Becky McEntee and Diane Bader say that the hospital was packed when it was functioning.
The facility was full. We had like 500 residents.
Yes,
almost 500 employees or more.
Yeah, there was.
And there was a waiting list to get into it.
There used to be a lot more to the Byron Health Center. In the north were the dormitories, split into men and women, along with what they called the Kidder Building. The Kidder Building was home to the Allen County Sheriff's Department for a while, along with it being a morgue. To the southeast is where the nurses and other employees lived. Then, there was the power plant for both the hospital and the dormitories. The main hospital is what most people would recognize. It is located on the corner of Lima and Carroll Road, but was expanded more recently. The building that can currently be seen was constructed in the 30s, and the majority of the campus has been torn down for 20 to 30 years. The Allen County Commissioner's Office is working on destroying the building, and has been for a while now. The first step in the long process is to do an asbestos abatement. Asbestos is an insulator used in older buildings to reduce the chances of fire. Asbestos was outlawed because it was getting in people's lungs and has been known to cause cancer. The removal process of the substance was very involved, causing many walls and tiles to be torn down. This caused even more deterioration of the building. This process took place in 2021 and the building is now ready for destruction. County Commissioner Chief of Staff Chris Cloud says the process should be done by the end of the school year.
But right now we're just in the phase of finalizing plans, then we'll bid out the demolition. Demolition probably by the end of next spring should be done.
Currently, Allen County still owns most of the property, but after demolition it will be in the hands of Huntertown for sale. Allen County wants it to be a clean slate for whatever and whoever the property goes to. It will not be a housing addition, but it could be something commercial. Huntertown Councilmember Patricia Freck says that the land will be sold to a business.
I know the property is going to be prepared for sale. It is zoned commercial, so therefore there will be a commercial type of use of that land.
Some people don't like the destruction of the building, but the building cannot be revamped due to both the asbestos and the layout of the building. With Studio 415, I'm Macy Fall.
The Culinary and Fashion Show is coming up, and we'll be bringing back the Roaring Twenties.
Studio 415 reporter Olivia Reed spoke with the creators and teachers as they prepare for this big night.
Family and consumer science teachers Renee Sigmund and Megan Scholl are already in the planning process for this event on November 18th at the Parkview Muro Center. This 21 and up event is going to be showcasing the skills of the culinary and fashion teams and what they can come up with. This event will be the program's yearly fundraiser.
We want it to be a special night where we can cater to that 21 and over crowd who can help us by supporting our silent auction and support that they give us through monetary donations.
Culinary students will be catering for the event while also matching to the theme of the 1920s, which include icebox cake, Neapolitan macaroons, confit chicken with cannoli, Duchess potatoes, shrimp cocktail, boba, and champagne cake with raspberries.
Even though this is the 10th year, it does not seem to impact the new ideas students can come up with.
After deciding the theme, students start to research designs and events happening in that time which will help them draw inspiration. They get around 30 to 45 models depending on how many models there are. While this is a big event, Scholl believes this couldn't be possible without the students and all the work they do.
These kids put in so much time, sometimes even literal blood, sweat, and tears. And they work extremely hard, and I don't think they get the recognition that they deserve.
If you aren't able to make it to the Fall Culinary Fashion Show, there will be one in the spring. For Studio 415, I'm Olivia Reed.
Thanks, Olivia. Carroll High School students have many class options here at CHS, as well as the opportunity to leave the campus and travel to a career academy.
In my story, I had the chance to learn about one program at the Anthis Career Academy and hear about its shaping future firefighters. Juniors and seniors here at Carroll have the opportunity to take a variety of courses at the Anthis Career Academy. The fire rescue class is located behind Walmart and next to Menards in Southside Fort Wayne. This is the old Ivy Tech South Campus, now the Allen County Public Safety Academy. There are 2 classes a day that students have the option to choose. They can choose if they'd like to take a morning class, which starts at 9:30 and ends at noon, or they can take a PM class, which starts at 12:30 and ends at 3:30.
For class, we go to the PSA building, which is the Public Safety Academy.
In fire rescue programs, students will have the opportunity to learn about different fire safety techniques, from hazmat safety, chemical safety, and much more. Students enrolled in these classes have the opportunity to experience different real-life simulations. These can range from how hot a burning building would feel to a blind tunnel simulate what it would be like in a dark building. The drills teach you how to use your other senses. Fire rescue teaches students how to apply skills taught in the class to the real world. While taking this class, students will gain up to 15 college credits and earn 10 different certifications. Students at Anthis Fire Rescue are required to do many different drills. One is a speed race to simulate how fast students can get their gear on and get ready to respond to an emergency situation. They also have to complete more training drills, which include dragging a 175-pound dummy 35 feet around a traffic cone and back. This is all to simulate what it would be like in an emergency situation. Students will not only learn in class, but they will have multiple opportunities where they can get out of the typical class setting and learn hands-on. Novella and McQueen say these drills help prepare them for their future firefighting careers.
My dad was a firefighter for about 22 years, and it just kind of led me to follow in his footsteps.
Well, I'm just a firefighter in general, and I think it's a rush for adrenaline and something that's, I feel like helping people is one thing I want to do.
Firefighting has played a big impact in the Fort Wayne community and has inspired many young people to become firefighters. There are many different fire stations where students can go and visit and see and experience what it is like inside a fire station. Students will also have many chores around the class. This is to simulate what it is responsibilities they would have while living in a fire station. During this year-long class, students will learn many different survival skills and the skills to become a firefighter. If you're interested in joining Fire Rescue or EMS, or any of the other ANTHUS classes that are offered at Carroll, step down to Student Services and talk to your guidance counselor. They'll be able to provide you information to answer any of the questions you may have. For Studio 415, I'm Sasha Gastronova. Everyone has their own hobby that they do outside of school, but this hobby may be a bit more extreme than others.
Studio 415 reporter Caleb Cox went out to the track to find out how the sport of BMX has been growing in Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne's BMX track has been revitalized in the last decade, and the participants say that the sport is growing because it's fun, competitive, and the sense of family in the BMX community.
BMX, an abbreviation for bicycle motocross or bike motocross, is a cycle sport performed on BMX bikes. The organization that the students race with is the Fort Wayne Bmx. Located in Franke Park, the track has been providing a fun, family-friendly environment since 1980.
It's a volunteer organization. Everything we do is it's from the goodness of our hearts, because we want to see the kids thrive and we want to see the sport survive and thrive.
The mission statement of the Fort Wayne Bmx is to lay a foundation of physical and mental fitness, competitiveness, work ethic, and individualism in the youth of Northeast Indiana through the sport of BMX racing. The Franke Park track has created a positive environment for many involved, including sophomore London Wolf.
It's fun, the community around it, everyone's super nice. It's a fun sport, anybody can do it.
Many families have benefited from the track. Many have made new friends and grown more attached to the sport. The track is open for practice most days every week, being closed on Thursday and Sunday. Races happen every Wednesday and Friday. Ages of riders vary from little kids to grandparents. One of the most beneficial things to come out of the past couple years for the track has been the rookie camp. At the camp, beginner riders have an opportunity to ride with only new riders while getting encouragement from coaches. This is designed to take away the intimidation factor new riders may be feeling from watching more experienced riders with more advanced equipment. Carroll senior Lindsay Franklin believes students should give BMX a chance.
Pretty much just try it. It might feel very scary at first, but once you just try it, get out there, you just get this whole new sense of freedom and control over situations when your life might be out of control. It's a nice, solid sense of certainty.
Whether you're 3 or 75, the Fort Wayne BMX welcomes you here. If you or anyone you know is interested in BMX, feel free to contact them through the Fort Wayne BMX website. For Studio 415, I'm Caleb Cox.
That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. If there's a story you would like us to cover, please let us know. For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.